Blue Dragon Sports Network.
A very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Southwest Kansas. In particular, the Greenhouse in Liberal, Kansas. It is time for Hutchinson Community College women's basketball on Country 102.9, KWBW Radio, AM and FM, and on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Tonight, it is the number 8 ranked Hutchinson Community College women taking on the number 12 ranked Seward County Saints. I'm Steve Carpenter. Be joined momentarily by my partner Darren Dunn. We have alluded to it for about 3 weeks, but we really just didn't want to talk about it, but now the time is here. Number 8 versus number 12 in the country, the first of 2 meetings between Hutchinson and Seward County. The only 2 teams remaining in the Jayhawk Conference Western Division with a legitimate chance to claim a conference championship. Seward County at 18-3 overall, 13-0 in the Jayhawk West. The Blue Dragons at 20-2, 12-1 in the Jayhawk West. Their only blemish, a buzzer-beating, stunning loss at Cali back on January 11th. So I bring in my partner Darren Dunn. Again, we've kind of sideswiped the conversation talking about these 2 teams, but now we can officially start laying it out on the table. This should be a good one tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how soon the coaches start looking at it, but that's something I always kind of keep an eye on as the season progresses. You want to see the familiar matchups, teams you've played that Seward has also played, because really this team has been the barometer for the last couple of years. Can you get by Seward? Can you beat a Seward team on the road? And can you beat a Seward team in the sports arena? And this team has been just as good as the team from a year ago. The team's not lost since December 6th. That happened at South Plains. And the 3 losses that you mentioned at 18-3 on the season have all come to Texas teams. So this team has not only been very good against Kansas teams, very good here in the Greenhouse.
Looking back to last year, Seward County swept the Blue Dragons. In fact, they have lost 4 in a row to Hutchinson. Last year, it was a 70-54 win here for Seward County, 70-54 at the arena, but a 77-67 overtime loss here at the arena. The one thing that stood out to me last year, Darren, was Seward County's speed really just kind of overwhelmed Hutchinson. And is that the key thing tonight that Hutchinson's going to have to avoid, try to, or not be overwhelmed by their speed?
Yeah, you have to watch out for the speed, and 2, I mean, you're talking about players that are a little bit bigger than most other teams bring to the plate. And now we're not talking just on the inside, but bigger players on the outside, bigger, stronger players on the outside that are a little bit taller in that guard position than you're used to seeing. I think one place that the Seward team is down is in three-point shooting. We'll see if that trend continues tonight.
Well, again, this conference race has come down to 2 teams, Hutchinson and Barton. A loss does not put Hutchinson out of the conference race, but when you're looking up at a 2-game deficit plus a loss against the team you're chasing, I don't want to say must game, but it's about as big a one as you can get.
Well, you'd like to get one, and what a better time to play the upset. We're talking about a team right now that has a 61-game home court winning streak, and it's homecoming night. So of all the nights to pick up a big one, tonight would be the one. And I think as you look across the board, it looks like the Blue Dragons have all the tools. I mean, the Blue Dragons, in a lot of those statistical categories that you like to look at before a game, are the better team. I mean, save for the points per game. Seward is number 1. Hutchinson is number 2. But Hutchinson is better shooting from the floor, from beyond the arc. Not as good, obviously. We've had this conversation from the free throw line. But rebounding might be another part where the Blue Dragons are going to really have to key in on, because Seward is the number 1 rebounding team in the conference. And we're talking 51.5 rebounds a game in conference play for a team that averages 40.1 on the season. So when it's come to conference play, Seward has really owned the boards.
It's going to be a little bit of an extended pregame tonight. Seward County has homecoming and a lot of stuff going on. They're anticipating a 6:07 tip. So we're going to take our first 2-minute timeout. It's the Blue Dragons and the Saints live from the Greenhouse in Liberal. We'll return in 2 minutes on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
HCC Sports on Radio is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Mega Manufacturing, Sporting Chiropractic Center, Papa John's Pizza, A&A Builders, Barclay Plumbing Company, Sutton Cop and Transmission Service, Lowen Corporation, Old Office Shares, Dr. Eric Severud with Alliance Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Todd and Cindy Miller of Homestead Senior Care, Man Wyatt and Rice Injury Lawyers, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, and the Green Vision Group of Hutchinson.
This is Carter Fowle, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off the great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
Like a good deal? Need a new phone? Listen up. Trade in your old device at Nextech Wireless and get half off any smartphone. Then take your shiny new phone shopping with your $100 Visa gift card. That's any smartphone, plus cash to spend. Oh yeah, need more lines? No problem. Get a new smartphone at half price for everyone in the family, plus up to $300 in Visa gift cards. Visit Nextech Wireless today. Your new phone and cash are waiting. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
Welcome back to the Greenhouse in Louisville, everybody. Steve Carpenter and Darren Dunn with you here on the Blue Dragons Sports Network. It is the number 8 ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons versus the number 12 ranked Seward County Saints. This, Darren, is only the second matchup of a nationally ranked opponent this year. Earlier this year, and another nationally ranked matchup on a neutral court. New Mexico Junior College defeated Hutchinson in the close game. A tough non-conference schedule. These are the kind of types of games you want to play, and hopefully that tough non-con prepared the Dragons for this.
Well, that is what you would like to see, because a lot of times when you're tested early on in the season, it gives you a better feel of yourself later in the season. You've already gone over those humps. You've experienced them earlier in the year, and you know how to react to them. You know how to react, for example, if your team gets down. I mean, it's not often, but this team has gotten down by 10 points a couple of different times this season and has reacted well in those games. And we'll see. I mean, if you look across the board of teams that the Blue Dragons play, this would be a team that could get out and get a lead on the Blue Dragons, and the Dragons may have to play from behind tonight.
You know, everybody obviously talking about Abby Ogle. She is just on a tear right now. 13 consecutive games, scoring in double figures. Everybody's also going to pay attention to Michaela Van Nett, who's really kind of looking to break out of a minor shooting slump, per se, ever since the Cali game. She hasn't had any more than, she had one game of 4 3-pointers since the Cali game. But who are some of the sleepers, per se, Darren, that may help Hutchinson get to a victory?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I wouldn't call Van Nett a sleeper by any means. She actually had a couple of her better games last year against Seward. I would have to say that maybe Tori Alford, a little bit of a sleeper as far as Seward is concerned. Didn't get a chance to see her last year. You look back over to the Seward Saints side, you have Muku Bakiti and you have Shedwoska, who are back again this year. A couple of players who averaged about 10 points a game against the Blue Dragons. So those aren't your sleepers. I think Leliana Ogman perhaps is averaging 11.3 points per game, the freshman out of San Jose, California, and with some NBA ties, we found out.
Yeah, she is the niece of one Stacy Ogman, played at UNLV and in the NBA for several teams, I believe. So Seward County, you expect them to be there every year. Hutchinson, you expect them to be there every year. So this is one of those games you just kind of circle on the calendar. But the Blue Dragons have done a nice job not looking forward past any opponents. I thought the game Wednesday against Barton could have been a trap game. The Blue Dragons took care of business.
Well, yeah, especially when you think about the Dragons winning that game 67-43, and just a couple of games ago, the Saints only held off Barton by 6 points. So that's what we talk about when you look what one team has done against the other teams that you've played. It kind of gives you a feel for where they're at in the season.
We are coming up on the national anthem. Let's take another 2-minute timeout. We'll return with the starting lineups and tonight's opening tip. It's the Blue Dragons and the Saints live from the Greenhouse in Liberal. Back in 2 minutes on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
There's gold in them there heels, or jewelry boxes. Turn your broken or no longer worn gold and silver jewelry into cash at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. We give you an instant cash price for rings, necklaces, pendants, bracelets, and even dental gold or broken jewelry. No sense letting it collect dust in the jewelry box. Clean it out and turn it into cash. We also buy electronics, video games, firearms, tools, and more. We pay you in cash, so come see what your items are worth and leave with more of the green stuff. Find us on the web at saltcitypawn.com, call 662-0403, or stop in at 916 East 4th in Hutchinson.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager at Midwest Superstores. With the inclement weather and everyday life, if you're ever in need of a body shop, we have a great one. Also, we work on all makes and models of cars, and with most insurance companies. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. We do all repairs from the small dents and scratches to roof replacements and more. So come out and see us, or send a tow truck to 1100 East 30th, north side of the building. Call at 620-662-6631. Visit us online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
Basketballs are bouncing and crowds are cheering. Your best offense during cold and flu season is a good defense. Drink plenty of liquids, get plenty of rest, and keep your hands sanitized. If a bug still manages to get you, Ashcraft Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy, has over-the-counter medications that can help. Or if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use First Pay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Stanton County High School Band with our national anthem. It's the number 8 Blue Dragons and the number 12 Saints. All eyes in the nation on this one. And with tonight's starting lineups, here is Mr. Darren Dunn.
For the 18-3 Saints, a 5'7" sophomore out of Mozambique. Number 3, Akila Mukubakiti, averaged 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists a season ago against the Blue Dragons. A freshman, 5'9" guard from Peoria, Illinois, number 10, Tiana Johnson, averaging 11 points per game. And we talked about her in the open, the 5'10" freshman out of San Jose, California, number 22, Leilani Ogman, averaging 11.3 points per game. Vonda Kwamba, a name you heard last season when the Blue Dragons played against the Saints, the 5'11" sophomore out of Mozambique. And then finally, the biggest name to watch for this evening for Seward, the 6' sophomore out of Poland, number 33, Karolina Shadwowska, averaging 12.2 points per contest. For the Blue Dragons at 20-2, winners of 6 in a row, the 5'8" sophomore out of Baldwin City, Kansas, number 2, Abby Ogle, the 6'3" sophomore out of Queensland, Australia, number 4, Brooklyn Betham. Then the 5'9" sophomore out of Queensland, Australia, number 11, Lauren Mapasua, looking to put in some more time against the Saints here this evening, only averaged 7.5 minutes per game a season ago against Seward. Then the 5'6" sophomore out of St. Paul, Minnesota, number 23, Michaela Vanette. And finally, the 5'8" freshman out of Derby, Kansas, number 24, Tori Alford.
But when you look at the statistics there, in Seward County, number 1 in scoring offense. Hutchinson, number 1 in scoring defense. The Blue Dragons, number 2 in scoring offense. The Saints, number 3 in scoring defense. So the numbers comparable, the rankings comparable. What are the differences that we've talked about a little bit? What could be the one difference that gets the Blue Dragons a win here?
Well, I think the big thing that the Dragons did so well against Barton was got all the starters involved. All 5 starters scored in double digits. They all had 10 or more points. And the biggest thing to take home from that Wednesday matchup was the fact that Brooklyn Betham and Abby Ogle both posted double-doubles. Now, it's the 4th for each one of them, but it was the first time both of them had the double-double in the same game. And keep in mind, Abby Ogle is a threat to get you a double-double, not just in the traditional sense with points and rebounds. Her first double-double of the season was with points and steals.
Well, Darren, you mentioned the opening, a 61-game home court winning streak for the Saints here at the Greenhouse, but there is a little history here. Back in 2004, the Saints had a 135-game home court winning streak, which is a record for all genders, all colleges in college basketball. And the Blue Dragons came in here 64-50 winners to snap that streak. So there is a history here of Hutchinson having success in the Greenhouse.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if that's used at all in the pregame. I don't know that John Onches necessarily brought that up. He definitely could have, but I think the thing that you bring up here is that, the whole race, right? You talked about the race for the West. You make a big statement tonight if you can come away with a win in the Greenhouse.
The winner of the league gets a bye. That's a big thing. That way you just automatically qualify and go right to Dodge City. And we have had a lot of calls into the athletic office. Yes, the Region 6 tournament this year is at United Wireless Arena in Dodge City. The NEI National Wrestling Tournament will be in Hartman Arena at the same time. So Region 6 got bumped out, and for the next couple of years it'll be out in Dodge City. Here we go. It will be Brooklyn Betham jumping it up against Carolina Shidlowska, and the Dragons get the opening tip. Thanks for joining us here on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Seward County comes out in a man defense. On the right wing is Mapasua. Backdoor cut, Abby Ogle way up good. And the Dragons start off with a good 2-0 lead. Nice offensive motion. Now the Saints for the first time with the dribble. Shidlowska takes it from left to right. Wants to go inside, still has the dribble. Changing hands. Now on top of the bounce pass underneath to Kwamba, and it's taken away by the Blue Dragons. Michaela Van Nat slowly up the right side. Now will set up. Popping out to get it is Betham. Now left side to Tori Alford. Dragons with the 2-0 lead. Alford. Mapasua now right side to Van Nat. Right back to Mapasua. She'll step in, try a long 2-pointer, and nail it. Lauren Mapasua makes it 4-0 Hutchinson. Tiana Johnson will run the point for the Saints. And second-year coach Austin Mefford. Popping out left side is Muku Bakiti. Couple of dribbles. Takes it to the right side and hands off to Ogman. Ogman drives off the ball screen left. Dragons cut that off. Now Muku Bakiti tries a 3-pointer. Way off the mark. Defensive board, Tori Alford. Alford works against Johnson. Wants to go underneath. Can't. Now a lob underneath to Abby Ogle. Shot no good. Abby gets her own rebound back. She gets tied up. Bounce pass out. Ball still loose deep in the backcourt. And finally the Saints come up with it. And fouling Johnson from behind is Tori Alford.
Personal foul on Hutchinson's number 24, Tori Alford, her first, team first.
Abby was probably anticipating a little more contact than what became of it and left that first layup short, but couldn't quite corral the offensive board.
She's drawn the matchup with Muku Bakiti, and so far Abby's gotten the better of it.
Shidlowska top tries a 3-pointer off the front iron, no good. And it's knocked out of bounds to Hutchinson. Brooklyn Betham had a decent box out on Kwamba. Kwamba knocks it out of her hands. Now the Dragons will face full court pressure. And it's a trapping pressure. Alford to Ogle. Ogle up ahead to Van Nett. Van Nett with the left hand goes all up, gets her shot blocked by Kwamba. Back come the Saints. Muku Bakiti to the right baseline. Will pull it back out, loses it, and nearly dribbled it out of bounds. Now Johnson on the left side. Out top to Muku Bakiti. She'll travel with it.
Second turnover for the Saints, who have come out kind of flat. And one thing we noticed, I asked you about this in the pregame, this Seward Saints team was out 54 minutes before tip-off, screaming their heads off in pregame, and it just felt like they were expending a lot of energy in that pregame.
Dragons break the press but can't finish. Mapasua hard off the glass, no good. Sudlowska brings it back for the Saints. Seward County still looking for their first points. Sedlowska all the way in, and she traveled with it. So the Dragons doing a nice job on dribble penetration. 4-0 Hutch, 2.5 into this one. Now three-quarter court trapping pressure. Dragons break it. Mapasua to Betham. She bounce passes it back out to Alford. Now the Dragons have to set up in the half court with 18 to shoot. Ball with around the right side. Vanette pulls the trigger on the three. Got it! 7-0 Hutchinson on Van's 70th three of the year. 7:10 to play. Opening quarter.
It's 7 threes between the two games she played against the Saints a year ago.
Luku Bikini fakes left, drives right, goes high off the glass, can't get the shot to go, but coming from behind to get the offensive rebound is Kwamba. She'll go up and score. Looked like the Dragons had that board, but Kwamba came from behind and got the board and the points. Now bad pass that Vanette has to chase down. Dragons settle it into the half court. 7-2 Hutch. Right wing is Ogle. 14 to shoot for Hutch. Now back cut by Mapasua. She'll try to drive and travel. Turnover number 1 for Hutch.
Had the right idea, just kind of slid that pivot foot as she turned to look.
6:30 to play. It's going to be a big night here. They got a lot of stuff going on. Big crowd already. They had a big buyout night with a couple of businesses in town out here in Liberal. Luka Bikini with the dribble on the left side. Bounce passes it back out to Johnson. Now Sedlowska. Go right side to Johnson, who steps left, fires up a three. No good. Defensive rebound, Brooklyn Betham. Alford going to go into the lane, go up against two people, and she commits the charge. Gina Ballesteros taking the charge, and that's a second foul on Tori Alford.
Tori Alford, her second, team second.
Alford comes out. Kyra Paniora checks in, the freshman from Queensland, Australia, averaging 4 points per game.
That's the one thing between those two players. Tori's going to give you points. Kyra not able to produce as much in the point category.
Luka Bikini on the left side. Steps in, now brings it back out behind the arc. Coming out to get it is Ballesteros, right back to Luka Bikini. She'll go with the left hand, cut off by Panior. Still has the dribble with 12 to shoot. In the backcourt is Sedlos, gets knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Abby Uckel. The Saints have 9 left on the shot clock. Luka Bikini will inbounds on the far sideline. Into Johnson. 8, now 7. Johnson goes off a double ball screen all the way in. She'll throw it off glass. Can't get it to go. Big off defensive board. Brooklyn Betham. Out to Panior. Kyle will slow it up. Up the left side. Dribbles between the legs. Now out top to Betham. No post there. The Dragons go into the weave. Panior now right wing to Abby Ogle. 15 to shoot for the Dragons. Ogle with the dribble. Drives off a ball screen left. Will pull up from 15. Got it. Abby Ogle has 4. And it's 9-2 Hutchinson. 5:12 to play opening quarter. Johnson with the dribble. Passed up a shot. Gives it out to Sedlowska. She'll drive in. A lot of contact and she travels. Turnover number 4 on the Saints.
Yeah, you really had one of two decisions to make there. You want to give her the violation or the foul because she also lowered the shoulder into the defender. One thing the Saints are giving up here early are those nice 15-footers. We saw Mapasua hit one, Ogle just a moment ago, and it's right there kind of on that left elbow that the Dragons have found the opening.
Ogle drives into a bit of a trap. Now Panior has it, jumps it underneath the Betham. Little baseline jumper, good. Brooklyn Betham on a feed from Kyra Panior after breaking the press. It is now 11-2 Hutchinson. On the left side is Alston, who checks into the aim. She kicks into the right quarter, Sedlowska. Sedlowska throws out her elbow. No call. Now Kwamba tries a 15-footer. No good. Defensive board, Paniora. Ahead to Lauren Mapasua. Lauren sidesteps one, goes off glass and scores. Lauren Mapasua in transition. She has 4. Hutchinson leads at 13-2. Timeout, Seward County. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. 4:26 to go opening quarter. Hutchinson 13, Seward County 2. Back in 30 seconds on the Blue Dragon Sports Network.
Hutch CC Sports on Radio is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members. Mega Manufacturing, Fording Chiropractic Center, Papa John's Pizza, A&A Builders, Barclay Plumbing Company, Sutton Coppin Transmission Service, Lowen Corporation, Old Office Shares, Dr. Eric Severud with Alliance Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Todd and Cindy Miller of Homestead Senior Care, Man Wyatt and Rice Injury Lawyers, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, and the Green Vision Group of Hutchinson.
Dragons off to a fast start, leading Seward County 13-2. The early numbers, what do they look like, Darren?
The Dragons shooting well from the floor, 6 of 9. Meanwhile, Seward just 1 of 7. The Dragons already have 7 points off of turnovers, to the Saints none.
Now a steal by Ogle on the pass. Ogle goes in, left-handed layup, good. In front of Sedlowska. It is 15-2. Ogle with 6. 13-point Hutchinson lead early. Now another near steal by Ogle. Sedlowska into the corner. Drive by Kwamba to go up against a double team. She scores, she's fouled, and it counts. Kwamba, the only Saints player to score. They're going to whistle a foul on Brooklyn Betham, her first. The Dragons' third of the quarter, and it's a 3-point opportunity for Vonda Kwamba. 15-4 the score, 4:01 to play. Kwamba, a 69% free throw shooter, averaging 10 points per game. Free throw on the way, good. She has all 5 of the Seward County points. Dragons by 10 with 4 minutes to play. Paniora running the point for Tori Alford, and she immediately turns it over into the hands of Sedlowska. Now taking it right back is Abby Ogle. Back-to-back turnovers. Ogle speeds in the lane, tries to wrap around the pass. Into the corner, Mapasua tries a 3. Shot off the mark, no good. And Kwamba the rebound. 5 turnovers, Seward County, 2 for Hutchinson. Now Johnson with the left hand all the way in the lane. Goes in. May have been partially blocked by Alford, but a foul called late. They're going to call it on Michaela Van Nett, and I think they're going to call that on the rebound, Garrett, so no free throws. First foul for Van Nett. The Dragons have committed 14 fouls. Sedlowska out into the backcourt. Destiny Alston with it. She'll try a long three-pointer. No good. Battle for the rebound, won by Kyra Paniora. And a foul in the backcourt on Sedlowska. First whistle called against the Saints.
Saints are just kind of in a funk right now, and credit the Blue Dragons for putting them there. Off to that 15-2 start. Remember, it began with a breakdown defensively that saw Abby Ogle come wide open on a layup.
Sasha Francis will check in out of Largo, Maryland, the sophomore. Checks in for Lauren Mapasua. She's in the corner. Skip pass out right side. Now Van Nett. They close out on her quickly. Panior in the backcourt. Ogle around the left corner. Francis, she'll drive all the way. Shot blocked by Kwamba. It's out of bounds to Seward County. Second block shot of the game for the Saints. 3:09 to play opening quarter. It was 15-2, now 15-5. Johnson blows into the lane, pulls up for Maiden. Shot no good. Long rebound to Ogle. She's going to push it up the floor. Now kick it ahead to Francis. Sasha will slow it up. Waits. Now kicks it out top of the key, Van Nett. One dribble into the corner, now Panior. She'll drive, dumping underneath the Betham. Betham shot blocked, but a foul call on Destiny Alston.
Personal foul on Seward County, number 20.
Good no-look pass from Panior into the hands of Betham, who immediately went up.
Yeah, that's one place she's gotten better is her assist-to-turnover ratio at 1.5 on the season. Earlier this year, she was at 0.7, so she's done a lot to improve that, where she's 1.9 in conference play.
Brooklyn misses the first. She came off a night where she hit 5 out of 7 on Wednesday night against Barton. Her percentage came up to 42%. Second one, this one no good. Whistle. And I believe a lane violation is called on the Saints, and Brooklyn Betham will get one more.
Yeah, Kwamba in there a little early.
So it acts like it never happened. Now another stoppage. Okay, substitution. Looks like Nafa Tamada Idra is down there ready to check in for Brooklyn. Second free throw on the way, good. So Brooklyn will leave the game with 3 points and 3 rebounds, and Nafa Idra will check in for her. 2:46 to play. Opening quarter, 16-5 Hutchinson. It's been a great start for the Blue Dragons. Now the Saints go into the high. We heard the drive by Alston, kicked out to Sedlowska. She'll try a three-pointer. No good. Sasha Francis rebound. It's 2 Saints hit the floor. Dragons have numbers if they go. Francis kicks it over to Van Nett left side. Now into the corner, Francis. Sasha will drive, bounce pass underneath. Panior, she's fouled and will shoot 2. And the foul will be whistled against Destiny Olson. Her second. Team's third, and Kyra Poniora will get 2. Aquila Mukubakiti set to check back in for the Saints, as well as Gina Ballesteros. She's a local product out of Ulysses. Lauren Mapasua will come in and give Abby Ogle a quick break at the 2:22 mark of the first period. Kyra just a 55% free throw shooter out of Queensland, Australia. 4 points per game, 2.3 assists. First free throw, good. 17-5 Hutchinson. Kyra's second. This one left short, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Lauren Mapasua. 2:20 to go, 17-5 Blue Dragons. The Seward student section right in front of it starting to fill up a little bit. Luka Bakiti, the drive to the left side, cut off by Mapasua. Now top to Sadlowska. Right back to Luka Bakiti, right back to Sadlowska. Now a pass deflected out of bounds by Francis. It'll be the Saints ball with 16 to shoot.
One thing you're seeing from the Blue Dragons, really getting into those passing lanes and not always coming away with the steal, but getting a deflection on a lot of those passes.
Ballesteros inbounds right in front of the Dragon bench to Muku Bakiti. Between the circles, she'll step in and try a three-pointer. No good. Stop Eider the rebound. Now Poniora into the forecourt. Ball worked around right side or left side to Francis, Poniora now right wing to Vanette. They're guarding Van very close. Here's Poniora in the lane. Fakes the pass, goes up and scores. Kyra Poniora fakes the pass and goes up with the left hand off glass to score. She has 3.
She opened that up with that dish she had earlier to Brooklyn Betham, and that time used the fake to her advantage.
19-5 Hutchinson. Luka Bakiti deep in the backcourt, drives right off a ball screen. Now a bounce pass to Ballesteros. She tries to drive against Vanette. Picks up her dribble. And it's out to Leilani Ogman deep in the backcourt with 7. Waiting for a ball screen. Now she'll skip it. Right side to Luki Bakiti, who drives bounce pass underneath. Ball loose. It's tied up. The shot clock runs out. Let's see if they call a shot clock or jump ball.
And a shot clock.
Call a shot clock violation. It's a turnover on the Saints. Might count their 6th.
Yeah, one place this team has struggled on the year, averaging 18.8 in conference play.
1:05 to play. Poniora running the point. Now left side to Vanette. She had an early 3. Francis in the backcourt against the Seward County zone. Poniora drives, fakes, puts up a shot a little bit too strong off the glass, and clearing the board is Ballesteros. She will travel before Eider knocks her down, so a break for Hutchinson. Turnover number 7 for the Saints. The travel did occur before the contact, Aaron.
Yeah, and if you're Austin Mefford, you've got to figure out a way to get your team to stop turning the ball over.
Abby Ogle back in for Kyra Poniora, who turned in some good minutes. With Tori Alford on the bench with 2 fouls. Now Francis with it. Into the high post, Nafa. She drives, kicks it into the baseline. Mapasua. High arching shot, no good. The rebound and the foul for Nafa. She goes up and gets fouled on the shoot a pair. Wanda Kawamba picks up her first foul. Team's 4th. And it's 2 free throws for Nafa Hydra. Right now, Darren, it looks like the Dragons are kind of owning the baseline. They're finding some room and creating.
Finding the easy shots underneath, and they've been finding the easy shots from 15 feet away as well.
Nafa hits the first. Going back to some earlier games, she was shooting him very flat. That one had a little more arch. 41% free throw shooter.
A couple of times you could hear Arches from the bench as well yelling, Arch!
That second one had far less arch. It goes off the back iron, no good. 1 for 2 for Nafa. 20-5 with 27 seconds left. About 2 seconds difference between shot and game clock. Tiana Johnson in the backcourt. Dribbling and waiting. Shot clock down to 15. Johnson now dribbles in, drives off a ball screen, kicks it over to Muku Bakiti. Right back to Johnson, left side to Shidlowska. Shidlowska will lob it in. Ayanna Smith, and she traveled with it. Dragons' post defense has caused a lot of travels. Turnover number 8, 7.3 seconds to go. Token ball pressure. Ogle across the half-court line, drives into the baseline. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Now Nafa drives, gets the shot off, but she can't get it to drop, and we've completed one here in Liberal. After one, your score. The number 8 ranked Blue Dragons 20. The number 12 ranked Saints 5. Back in 1 minute on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedelia's filled with thousands of beads and stones. And with my passion for design, I can create something that's perfect for you. Amelia Bedelia's, 115.5 South Main Street in downtown Hutchinson. Go Blue Dragons.
This is Kelly, owner of Brick House Boutique. Stay warm and look fabulous at the same time with comfy, trendy, and affordable clothing. You'll also appreciate the personal attention that you'll always get when you shop at Brick House Boutique. Big City Chic in a downtown boutique at 117 South Main in Hutchinson.
The Hutch Medicine Shop and the Hutch Blue Dragons have a lot in common. In addition to our logos both being blue, all 3 pharmacists at the Medicine Shop graduated from HCC. Rick Stone in 1984, Brent Bellman in 2001, and Lacey Stone in 2007. In fact, the Medicine Shop has employed over a dozen HCC students over the past 15 years who are now Kansas pharmacists. The Medicine Shop and the Blue Dragons working together as one team.
We've completed one here in Liberal. The score, Hutchinson 20, Seward County 5. The first quarter numbers with Darren Dunn.
Dragons started 7 for 10 from the floor to race out to that 15-2 advantage. Since then, kind of cooled off, went 1 for 5. Seward started 1 for 7, didn't get much better as the Saints finished out that first quarter 1 for 6. One thing we noted when Tori Alford came out, you're probably losing some points when you bring in Kyra Paniora. Paniora came in and scored 3.
Shidlowska on the high post. Now skips it out. Pass nearly taken away by Ogle. But Muku Bakiti chases it down in the corner. Now drives out up to Shidlowska. One dribble. Handed off to Ogman in the lane. She goes out class and scores. Leilani Ogman got a little room down the lane and scores. Just the second Saints player to score. 20-7 Blue Dragons. Ogle breaks the press. Goes all the way in. She's going to go up. Can't get the shot to fall against the Saint double team, and Shidlowska brings it back quickly for Seward County. She hesitates, spins in the lane, dumps it into the corner. Now out top to Johnson, who drives. She goes up and under, no good. Shot may have been altered by Nafa. That time, Nafa blocks a Johnson shot. Johnson gets her own rebound back and scores. 2 quick buckets for the Saints to start the second quarter, 20-9 Blue Dragons. 1 minute into the second period. Saints look like they're going to pressure the ball a little bit more. On the right wing is Abby Ogle. Whistle away from the ball, and it's going to go against the Blue Dragons, and it'll be Nafa Hydra.
Her first, team first.
Third turnover for the Blue Dragons. Check that 5th turnover. I didn't miss a couple. Tori Alford returns to the Blue Dragons. It's Alford, Vanette, Ogle, Betham, and Mapasua with the starting 5 for Hutchinson. Ogman looks to drive. Muku Bakiti comes out and gets it. She hesitates, goes in, kicks it into the corner. Johnson working against Vanette. Now top of the key. Ayanna Smith banks one home from the free throw line. And that's a 6-0 run for the Saints to start the second quarter. The Dragon lead now down to 9 at 20-11.
Yeah, it's been 3 separate players, and none of them are Kwamba, who had the only points in the first quarter.
Right wing, Lauren Mapasua. Backdoor cut, Abby Ogle. Her layup good on a feed from Mapasua. Abby's got 8. That cuts the Saints 6-0 run, 22-11 Hutchinson. Johnson hands it off to Shidlowska. Now miscommunication with Ogman. Ogman will pick it up. Go to the left hand, drive in, foul on the floor. And I believe it's going to be Lauren Mapasua. She'll pick up her first. First foul of the quarter.
Second.
And the Saints will inbounds on the baseline.
Entering for Seward County, number 24, Vonda Kawamba.
Vonda Kawamba. Kawamba checks back in for Ayanna Smith. Muku Bakiti will inbounds, looking. Bounce pass right into the low block to Kawamba. Outside to Johnson, and on the drive, she travels.
Give the Dragons credit. A lot of the pressure has provided a lot of those turnovers, but then a lot of them for Seward have come just on unforced errors.
Long pass on the inbound into the corner. Mapasua. Lauren has the dribble. Now we'll bring it to the backcourt. Vanette will come out to get it. Now Alford on the left wing. Thought she had a backdoor cut. Didn't try it, though. Alford will try. Give and go with Brooklyn Betham. She can't get the left-hander to fall. Hung on the rim and just dropped off. Tough shooting luck for Brooklyn. Johnson, now right side to Muku Bakiti. Shadlowska, top of the key. She'll try a three-pointer and nail it. Shadlowska with her 23rd three of the year, and the Dragon lead. Now the single figures at 22-14 with 7:20 to play in this second quarter.
Leading scorer. It took her 12.5 minutes to get on the board.
Right wing, Abby Ogle. Lobbed underneath to Betham on the other side. She gets tied up by Quamba, Arrow pointing toward the Blue Dragons. Well, 12 to shoot on the inbound. Good sized crowd across the way. The student section right in front of us also filling in here in Liberal. Good bunch of Blue Dragon fans. Ogle goes up and scores on the inbound from Tori Alford. Abby's got 10. That's now 14 consecutive games. Abby scored in double figures.
Had to go through a lot of contact to finish that one.
Johnson picks up her dribble. Shadlowska hesitates, now pulls up for three and nails her second run. Shadlowska has 6, 24-17 the lead for the Blue Dragons with 6:43 to play in second quarter. Alford, the left wing with the dribble. Now between the circles, Mapasua. In the backcourt, Ogle. Now Van at right wing. They are guarding Van closely. Ball now underneath Mapasua. Van Nett gets double teamed. Has to pull it back out. 5 seconds for the Dragons. Alford in the backcourt. 3, now 2. Alford drives, throws one up high off left. Barely catches the rim, but Tori's going to get her own rebound. So the Dragons get a new 20. Left wing now, Mapasua. Head and shoulder fake, still has it. Waits for a ball screen. Will try a step back, cut off. Now she goes to the left hand. Mapasua in, picks up her dribble with 6 with 5. Van Nett deep in the backcourt with 3 with 2. I don't think Van knows. Now she fires one up. This one doesn't touch the rim. It'll be a shot clock violation on the Blue Dragons.
Good job by Tori Alford to save the possession and give the Dragons another attempt, but the Dragons didn't use that extra 20 seconds very wisely.
5:55 to play second quarter. It was 20-5 after one period, so it's a 12-4 Saints run to open up the second. Tiana Johnson, gets her right back, waits for a ball screen, drives left, goes all the way to the baseline, forces up the shot. It's an air ball, rebounded by Lauren Mapasua. She outlets to Sasha Francis. Ogle in the backcourt. Now Alford comes out to get it. The passing lanes for the Dragons have kind of shut down by the Saints. Mapasua will dribble to the right wing, drives, and they call an offensive foul on Lauren Mapasua. That'll be her second. Taking the charge was Tiana Johnson.
And if Johnson doesn't lose her footing and go down, it might look like just a little soft forearm shiver, but because she then goes to the ground after trying to catch her balance, it looks probably a little bit worse than it was.
Tyra Poniora replaces Lauren Mapasua, so the 5 on the floor for Hutch right now. Poniora, Betham, Francis, Jalecia Cooper into the game for the first time, and Abby Ogle. So the Dragons protecting a 7-point lead. Muku Bakiti goes up, tries to go with the left hand, no good. Tip try, no good by Quamba, and Cooper clearing the board for Hutchinson. Speeding up the floor is Cooper. She's going to try to go all the way in. A foul on the floor. The shot went down, but it won't count. It will be a foul on the Saints, and it will go against Destiny Alston. That's her third.
Destiny Alston, that's her third. Team first.
She just started out in foul trouble and can't get back out of it.
Poniora inbounds on the baseline. 24 to shoot for the Dragons. Still waiting now, throws out top to Cooper. We go under 5 minutes, second quarter, 24-17 Hutch. Francis on the right wing to Coop. Coop hesitates now, drives, bounce pass underneath Betham, couldn't handle the pass. It's a Dragon turnover, back come the Saints. Play was there, Brooklyn just couldn't finish. Now Sidlowska, a quick trigger on a 3. This one spins off no good. Cooper, her second rebound. 4:35 to play second quarter. Poniora down into the corner, Ogle. They want to post up Betham. Ogle takes it in the lane, bounce pass out in the corner. Francis. Sasha's going to drive. Her shot a little bit short off glass, and the rebound to Quamba. quickly ahead to Augman. Augman bounce pass, layup good by Tiana Johnson. And the Dragon lead down to 5 at 24-19. Dragons come back quickly. Francis nearly gets it taken away by Sidlowska. Cooper in the backcourt now, right wing Abby Ogle. Coming up on 4 minutes to play. Dragons need to find a scoring option here. Poniora, Ogle top of the key. She'll try a three-pointer. High archer, good. Abby Ogle comes through. She has 13. Her first 3 of the game, 27th of the year. And that stops that Saints advance. 27-19, Seward County trails with the ball. Muku Bakiti to Johnson. So fake left, right to Muku Bakiti. She tries a three-pointer and knocks it down. 3 3-pointers in this second period by the Saints. And the Seward County pulls back within 5, 27-22. Right wing, Jalecia Cooper. Waits for a ball screen, now goes into the lane, and they're going to call a moving screen on Beckham. That's Brooklyn's third. Oh, check that. Announcer said her second. I've got her for 3, Darren. What do you have?
I got you.
Okay. We'll go with what you have.
Brooklyn started out so strong in this game, and then lately she's had trouble receiving the ball on the inside, and things are starting to unravel for her.
Johnson into the corner. Kubakiti hits another 3. Seward County only averages 6 threes per game. They've got 4 here in this second period, and the Hutchinson lead has dwindled to 2 at 27-25. It's a 17-5 period for Seward County. Now into the paint, Abby Ogle's foul. And they're going to call Carolina Shidlowska.
Number 33, Carolina Shidlowska. Her second.
This is the team's second foul. Hutchinson has 4. Michaela Van Nett will return to the Blue Dragon lineup for Sasha Francis. 2:50 to play. Poniora inbounds on the baseline. Into the right corner, Van Nett. Now Cooper on the high post. Hands it right back to Van. With the left hand, she drives against the double team, spins, turns around and hits Michaela Van Nett. Kept her composure against the double team, spun away from it and scores. Dragons lead by 4. On the right wing, Muku Bakiti, guarded by Poniora. Now out top, Augman, and on the drive, she travels. Turnover number 10 unofficially. 29-25 Hutch. 2:27 to play in this first half from the greenhouse in Liberal. Poniora hands it off to Van Nett. The Dragons go into the lead. Down to the high post, Cooper. Right back to Van. She'll try a long three-pointer. This one off the front iron, no good. Ogle comes from behind and knocks it out of the hands of Tiana Johnson. The ball will belong to Seward County.
That's what you've seen a lot from Hutchinson, are hustle plays. They haven't all gone the Blue Dragons' way. Some of them have been knocked harmlessly out of bounds, but just to see that extra effort put forth by the Dragons shows you that little bit of an edge this team has.
Johnson will pull up from 18. Shot no good. Poniora chases down the rebound, her third of the game. Poniora goes in the lane. She goes all the way in contact and a foul, and Kyra Poniora is going to get 2 free throws. They will whistle it against
personal foul on Seward County's 24.
Wanda Kwamba, her second.
Shooting 2 for Hutchinson.
Talked a little bit about the speed that Seward could show in that pregame, and there you saw Kyra Poniora turn on that speed against the Saints, so much so that Kwamba didn't even get a chance to try to turn and face her. She was still sideways when contact was made.
2 free throws for Kyra here at the 1:55 mark, and she gets the first. 30-25, Hutch. Their scoreboards are driving me nuts. They're taking the score off. Second free throw good. Kyra hits them both. 31-25. Under 2 minutes to play in this first half. Can the Dragons maintain the lead through halftime? Johnson will go right side to Augman. Augman wants to drive. Now dumps it underneath to Smith against a double team. She'll kick it out to Muku Bakiti. Now Sidlowska, and on the drive, 3-second violation called, I believe, against Sidlowska. Another turnover for the Saints.
Yeah, again, it's an unforced error, right? I mean, nobody's forcing you to stay in the lane. No one's forcing you to walk with the ball before you dribble. It's Seward's done it time and time again here this evening.
Dragons into the weave. Van Nett now left wing Cooper. Delicia Waits for a ball screen, now drives in, tries to go to the left hand. She leaves a shot short, and now the Saints run. Van Nett knocks it away momentarily from Muku Bakiti, but she'll chase it down. Muku Bakiti speeds it all the way, goes up, leaves the shot short. Smith, the offensive rebound. She goes up, she scores, she fouled, and it counts. Kyra Poniora commits the foul. It's about the fourth time, Darren, where the Saints have come from the backside to collect an offensive rebound, and that time it cost Hutchinson.
Yeah, that's the one place that Hutchinson's getting burned, and we talked about jumping those passing lanes. Things like that right there leave that backside open.
All right, Anna Smith converts the three-point play. She has 5 points all in this quarter, and it's 31-28. Hutch with 1:10 to play. In the half, Poniora dribbles to the left wing. Cooper comes out to get it between the circles. Now Van Nett, right wing to Abby Ogle. Abby skip pass over to Van Nett. She wants to go underneath, has to get it to Ogle. Abby fakes it, drives, pulls up from 14 and hits. What a first half for Abby Ogle. That's 15 for Abby. Quickly up the floor, the Saints. Ogman has to go high. She'll try a three-pointer. No good. Ogle the rebound with 41 seconds left. 33-28 Hutch. Ogle ahead to Cooper. Cooper kicks it out to Van Nett. Passes up a three. Goes left. Tries another three and hits. Michaela Van Nett, a couple of threes. She has 8. 5 quick ones for the Blue Dragons. Shot clock dark for the Saints. 36-28 Hutchinson. Austin Mefford calls out the play. Kiana Johnson runs the point. They have a double screen set up with Sedlowski and Smith. 11 now 10. Johnson fakes, goes off for a three, no good. Battle for the rebound. Johnson gets her own rebound back, goes into the lane, fires up a shot, no good. High for the rebound, not fighter with 2-1. There's the buzzer, and it's a halftime lead for the Blue Dragons, leading Seward County 36-28. Dragons jumped out to a 20-5 lead after 1. Seward County got back within 2. But the Dragons finished the half strong and lead Seward County 36-28 here at halftime. We'll take a 2-minute break and return with the Medicine Shop game capsule. Again at halftime, the number 8 Blue Dragons 36, the number 12 ranked Saints 28. Back in 2 minutes on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
Getting the most back from your tax return starts with getting the most expertise. H&R Block has more enrolled agents than any other tax preparation company, and we guarantee the accuracy of every return prepared by our tax professionals. We find every credit and deduction to lower your tax bill. Put our expertise to work on your return, and don't just get your taxes done, get your taxes in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
Because you've always wanted a hot tub, Pools Plus and American Whirlpool have made it easy. Join us at the Wichita Home Show, February 6th through the 9th. Pools Plus offers hot tubs in many shapes and sizes. From smaller models up to large swim spas, you are sure to find a hot tub that fits into your life. Come check out the savings at the Wichita Home Show at Century 2, February 6th through the 9th. Same great deals going on in store at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Call us at Pools Plus.
HCC Sports on Radio is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members. Mega Manufacturing, Fording Chiropractic Center, Papa John's Pizza, A&A Builders, Barclay Plumbing Company, Sutton Coppin Transmission Service, Lowen Corporation, Old Office Shares, Dr. Eric Severud with Alliance Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Todd and Cindy Miller of Homestead Senior Care, Man Wyatt and Rice Injury Lawyers, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, and the Green Vision Group of Hutchinson.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
We have reached halftime in the Greenhouse in Liberal, Kansas. The number 8 ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons lead the number 12 ranked Seward County Saints 36-28 at halftime. Steve Carpenter and Darren Dunn with you. Dragons got down to a 20-5 lead. Seward County credit to do. But a late run by the Dragons, and it's an 8-point lead at halftime. And it is time for the Medicine Shop game capsule. The Medicine Shop, located in the Little White Castle at the corner of 14th and Main in Midtown Hutchinson. Still time to get that flu shot. Rick Stone of the gang is going to take care of you. So get down to the Medicine Shop for all your pharmaceutical needs. Again, the Little White Castle at 14th and Main in Midtown Hutchinson. The halftime numbers with Darren Dunn.
For the Blue Dragons, started out a very hot 7 of 10 from the floor and then finished 7 for 17. Meanwhile, Seward started 2 for 13 and then finished the half 11 for 34. The Saints able to get some second chance opportunities, 6 offensive rebounds. That's led to 8 more second chance points for Seward. For the Blue Dragons, they've lived off those points off of turnovers, 10 points off the turnovers to the Saints, 3. In the paint, pretty much a wash. Hutchinson 14 points in there, Seward with 12. For the Saints, Vonda Kwamba, the only one to score in that first quarter. She had 5, and that's the only quarter she scored in. She finishes the half with 4 rebounds. Carolina Shudwoska ends up with 6 points. She hit a couple of three-pointers in that second quarter of play. And then Muku Bakiti also knocked down a couple of threes. She finished the half with 6 points. 4 three-pointers made by the Saints there in that second quarter of play. Steve mentioned during the game portion that they only average 6 three-pointers a game, and they're shooting just over 29% from beyond the arc in conference play. So shooting lights out when it comes to the Saints when they're considered in that second quarter from distance. For the Blue Dragons, Abby Ogle, 15 points, 3 rebounds. She's coming off a 10-point, 11-rebound performance. Kyra Paniora came in and gave some solid minutes, put up 5 points, 3 rebounds, and also a pair of assists. Michaela Van Etten knocked down a pair of threes. She finished at the half with 8 points. Dragons lead in the rebounding category 19-18, but still gave up too many offensive boards. 6 for Seward County. The Dragons only pulled down 3 on the offensive end. That's how you get to a 36-28 advantage for the Dragons at half.
And that was the Medicine Shop game capsule. Again, go see Rick Stone of the gang at Little White Castle in the corner of 14th and Main in Midtown Hutchinson. 36-28 at halftime. Seward County having a lot of different things going on tonight. They're having their Hall of Fame ceremony right now. Ironically, the Seward County game when the Saints come to Hutchinson on February 22nd, that will also be the Blue Dragons Hall of Fame night when we bring in the class of 2020. Let's take another 2-minute timeout. Again, we've got a little bit of an extended halftime here. At halftime, the number 8 ranked Blue Dragons 36, the number 12 ranked Seward County Saints 28. Back in 2 minutes on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
Like a good deal? Need a new phone? Listen up. Trade in your old device at Nextech Wireless and get half off any smartphone. Then take your shiny new phone shopping with your $100 Visa gift card. That's any smartphone, plus cash to spend. Oh yeah, need more lines? No problem. Get a new smartphone at half price for everyone in the family, plus up to $300 in Visa gift cards. Visit Nextech Wireless today. Your new phone and cash are waiting. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
There's gold in them there heels, or jewelry boxes. Turn your broken or no longer worn gold and silver jewelry into cash at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. We give you an instant cash price for rings, necklaces, pendants, bracelets, and even dental gold or broken jewelry. No sense letting it collect dust in the jewelry box. Clean it out and turn it into cash. We also buy electronics, video games, firearms, tools, and more. We pay you in cash, so come see what your items are worth and leave with more of the green stuff. Find us on the web at saltcitypawn.com, call 662-0403, or stop in at 916 East 4th in Hutchinson.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager at Midwest Superstores. With the inclement weather and everyday life, if you're ever in need of a body shop, we have a great one. Also, we work on all makes and models of cars, and with most insurance companies. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. We do all repairs from the small dents and scratches to roof replacements and more. So come out and see us or send a tow truck to 1100 East 30th, north side of the building. Call at 620-662-6631. Visit us online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
Welcome back to Liberal Kansas, everybody. Steve Carpenter and Darren Dunn with you. Now we'll at halftime, they're having a bitty basketball game out there. I think this is more of a kind of a ball dribbling exhibition. But, Darren, we saw some mini adjustments by both teams, but now both coaches in the locker room. Where do you see the adjustments coming at halftime for both teams?
Well, obviously the Saints have to figure out that turnover situation. I mean, this team, a lot of those errors, with 12 of them in that first half for a team that averages a little more than 18 a game, many of them were unforced. I mean, yeah, you want to give the Blue Dragons credit where credit is due. They got out there and forced a lot of those steals, but some of them were the 3-second lane violation. You had a couple that were travels just because players didn't put the ball to the floor before they started moving the feet. And don't forget, the Saints also gave up a point on a lane violation on a free throw. So just those mental errors, those unforced errors, that's what Austin Mefford needs to try to figure out. Both teams are trying to figure out the foul trouble situation. 7 fouls for the Saints in that first half, and all of them came from 3 players. So Muku Bakiti and Shidwoska each with 2 in trouble. Alston with 3. She just never even got a chance to get going when she came in off of the bench. But the same is true for the Blue Dragons. Betham, Mapasua, Alford, all with 2. The good news was for the Blue Dragons, when Alford came out, Paniora was able to actually produce points and also produced assists, so produced points in other ways by getting her teammates opened. And then for the Blue Dragons, on that defensive end, it's going to be really important to continue to box out. We've mentioned how Seward can have that height advantage in all the positions. They've got bigger guards out there than a lot of teams that the Blue Dragons will see during the season. They gave up those 6 rebounds. What's even bigger than the 6 rebounds, I think, are the 9 points. The second chance points, so the Blue Dragons only 1. So it's really important you've got to box out and not give up those second chance opportunities.
We've seen a variety of presses from Seward County, and early on the Dragons were gashing it. They kind of backed off to kind of a half-court to three-quarter path just to slow the Dragons down. Not forcing a lot of turnovers, but is one of the adjustments possible to see a lot more ball pressure on Hutchinson's ball-handling guards?
Well, I think it depends on what kind of ball pressure you're going to give them. You're not necessarily going to stay in the same thing unless the same thing works. I think the big thing with a lot of the full-court pressure we see anymore, it's that man-to-man, and teams have known for a long time now, all you got to do is back everybody out at that point and just dribble it up the court. So if they do go to that full court pressure, look to maybe see it morph a little bit and look at like a 2-2-1 type of full court press.
Most of the action today in the Jayhawk was played this afternoon. Only this game here in Liberal and in Art City, Independence is taking on Cali. Those are the only 2 women's games currently going on right now. The other West scores today, Pratt at home defeated Colby 65-56. Barton goes on the road and defeats Garden City in a dandy 80-79. And Dodge City also goes on the road to win at Northwest Tech 66-61. Northwest Tech is where Hutchinson will be on Wednesday night in a game that, because Goodland's on the mountain side of the time zone, it's going to be an hour later, so 6:30 and 8:30 on Wednesday. On the east side, and a big one for first place, Butler defeated Coffeyville 61-59. That game played at the power plant in El Dorado, and Neosho County coming on strong late. They defeated Allen earlier this afternoon 79-74. So that gives you that's the score update. Let's talk about a little bit later tonight, Darren, the Blue Dragon men and Seward County. In essence, Hutchinson's race for what they want to play for has come down to a home playoff game. The top 4 teams in the league get home playoff games. Obviously, the conference champion gets a bye, but the next 3 get home playoff games. Hutchinson right now in its 3-team battle with Seward County and Pratt for positions 3 and 4.
Yeah, and just the way those losses have come, it's hard to take. I mean, you're talking about a team on Wednesday that had Barton against the ropes, and it took Barton Barton had to have everything go right in that final minute and a half to come out victorious, and that's exactly what that Barton team was able to do. And it started, ironically enough, with an offensive rebound that led to a 3-pointer. Barton finished the last 3 possessions to tie that game up at 90 with 3-pointers. So you get the offensive board, second chance opportunity, 3 goes in. Meanwhile, Hutchinson is hitting all these free throws, doing everything that you can do in that situation. Then you get it's hard to see when you go back and look at the film, When we saw it live, that second three-pointer came off of a dish after a travel. And when I saw it live, I would argue I saw 5 steps. You go back, you look at the video, you think, okay, maybe he got 3 in a slide. It's just really hard to tell. Doesn't matter. Knocks down that 3. So then you're down to the 4.6 seconds left. And Barton has to go the length of the court. Not only do they do that, the offensive player is able to spin between 2 Blue Dragons, sophomores. It's not like a couple of freshmen who didn't know what they were doing. Spins between a couple of sophomores in Mitchell and Singleton and is able to knock down a 3 right at the buzzer. So, I mean, everything had to go right for Barton. And that's kind of what has happened to the Blue Dragons in the last minute, 2 minutes of the last couple of ball games where you've seen them give up 4 and 5-point leads. It seems like everything has just gone the other team's way. Probably more so with the Barton game than it was the Colby game, because remember, the Colby game featured a foul 90 feet away from the basket.
Right.
So the Blue Dragons, if you look at the stats, it's even worse when it comes to offensive rebounding. Last 2 games, given up something like 14.5 offensive rebounds. 3 games ago, gave up 23 offensive rebounds. So that's something here lately the Dragons have not been able to get in check, is get those rebounds defensively and limit second chance opportunities.
Yeah, Seward County's men, through their first 15 games, were only 8-7. They've won 5 of their last 7, with the only 2 losses being to the top 2 teams in the Jayhawk West in Colby and Barton. And they had a 14-point lead against Colby, so the Saints team's coming on.
Yeah, if you track the 2 teams, we talked about this a little bit between these 2 teams. You're kind of eyeing the other team, seeing what they're doing. Remember, the men came out here to Liberal and played in that tournament, so you got to see the Saints take on the same teams that the Blue Dragons did. And if you kept tracking through the first handful of games, the Blue Dragons were pacing much better than the Saints. But lately, the Blue Dragons have kind of plateaued, and the Saints are starting to play better.
That'll be interesting. And again, they are having a lot of different things tonight. So we anticipate about an 8:20 tip for the men's game. So they have homecoming activities in between. So we'll keep you up to date on the Blue Dragons social media Twitter account and on Country 102.9 and BW Radio. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll return for the second half. Again at halftime, the Blue Dragons lead the Seward County Saints 36-28. Back in 1 minute on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
Basketballs are bouncing and crowds are cheering. Your best offense during cold and flu season is a good defense. Drink plenty of liquids, get plenty of rest, and keep your hands sanitized. If a bug still manages to get you, Ashcraft Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy, has over-the-counter medications that can help. Or if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use First Pay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Getting ready to start the second half here at the Greenhouse in Liberal. Hutchinson at the 36-28 lead. Steve Carpenter and Darren Dunn with you. Darren, I got to ask this. The question just popped into my head. How important are these first 5 minutes for Hutchinson in the third quarter?
Well, I think it's really big. You know, a lot of teams they look at both sides going into the half and coming back out of the half as some pretty important minutes. So when it comes to the game of basketball here for the women, it's those 10 minutes then, the last 5 minutes and the first 5 minutes coming into the third quarter. I think it could go a long way in establishing who's going to have dominance for the rest of this contest.
Be the same starting 5 for the Blue Dragons: Ogle, Betham, Mampasua, Vanette, and Alford. And then for the Saints, Nuku Bakiti, Johnson, Ogman, Kwamba, and Shidlowska. Seward County with the ball, first possession. Shidlowska will pull up from 15 off a ball screen. That shot spins off no good. Kwamba gets the ball taken away by Tori Alford. Alford gets the ball knocked from behind by Muku Bakiti into the hands of Johnson. She'll lead it up for Muku Bakiti, who lays it up and scores. 8 points for Muku Bakiti. 36-30. And a frenzied start. Now the Dragons really with their first possession of the second half. High post. is Bethel into the corner. Vanette tries a three, no good. Shidlowska the rebound for the Saints. She'll bring it up herself. Be picked up by Ogle and is handed off to Muki Bakiti. Muki Bakiti will wait. Coming out to get now Ogman. Going to the high weave. Johnson to Shidlowska. Big step, Euro step goes in. Shidlowska can't get the shot to go. Battle for the rebound. Into the corner, and Abby Ogle chases it down for Hutch. Good work on the boards by Betham. Ogle drives, dishes into the corner. Mapasua three-pointer, no good. Muki Bakiti speeds it up for the Saints. Muki Bakiti into the Saints. Kicks it out to Johnson. She'll drive, pull up from 17. Shot a little bit strong. Offensive rebound, Kwamba. She gets her shot blocked by Brooklyn Betham, but a foul call. That'll be Brooklyn's third.
Personal foul on Hutchinson's number 4.
Looked pretty clean from our vantage point, but we don't have the final say.
Yeah, we got a pretty good angle.
Rhonda Kwamba, 5 points in the first half, a 69% free throw shooter with 2 here at the 8:40 mark.
Really I would say it was clean up high. The only thing you could say is maybe she got a hand underneath that got a hip.
Kwamba hits the first. She has 6. Second one on the way. This one no good. Vanette the rebound. 36-31. Dragons still looking for their first points of this third quarter. They got up to a 20-5 start after 1. Alford on the left wing. Waits for a ball screen out the dribble. Still hesitating in the backcourt. 15 to shoot for Hutch. Mapasua pops out. Now on the right wing, Vanette. Van drives off a couple of ball screens. Still with the left hand, goes in, kicks out. Ogle tries a three-pointer. This one up the back iron, no good. Vanette chases it down and gets the offensive board. Now she'll pull up from 12. Her shot left short. And Muki Bakiti comes away for the Saints. Muki Bakiti will pull up from 18. Hits front iron, no good. And a foul on the rebound. And it's going to go against the Blue Dragons' Tori Alford.
So back-to-back trips, and you have Blue Dragons who are already in foul trouble. Make it even worse in Betham and Alford.
Top Hyder will check in for Brooklyn. It's a 5-0 start for the Saints here in the third. Shidlowska in the corner, drives into the paint. Tries a shot fake, fadeaway shot, good. Shidlowska with 8 now. 36-33, it's a one-possession Dragon lead. Mapasua on the right side, underneath Knopfeiber, her layup, good. Knopfa got behind everybody, and Lauren Founder. Knopfa gets her first field goal of the game. She has 3, Dragons by 5.
First possession this quarter where the Blue Dragons didn't just settle for a 3.
There's a drive by Ugly, shot blocked from behind by Ivor, but a foul call. That was Kwamba. Knopfa picks up her second foul. I think we see Austin Medford's adjustment. They're going to dribble, penetrate, and try to get the Dragons in worse foul trouble.
Yeah, I think for the Dragons, you got to go back to that offense that got you to that 20-5 lead. We saw it with that cut from Idra, but the previous possessions, we were not seeing the Dragons work the ball.
Kwamba misses the first. Inside rebounding position to Nafa Idra and Abby Ogle. 36-33, 7:29 to go, third quarter from the greenhouse. Second one on the way. Good. She gets 1 out of 2. 38-34. You are listening to Blue Dragon Women's Basketball on KHUT Hutchinson, KWBW Hutchinson, Country 102.9, and BW Radio, where Hutchinson comes to talk. Blue Dragons with a 38-34 lead and the ball. Lauren Mapasua on the left wing, now dribbling, waiting for a ball screen, goes right, steps back, now goes into the corner, Ogle. Ogle will drive in with the left hand, goes up and under, gets her ball deflected, gets it right back and scores over Rhonda Kwamba. Ogle was 17. The Dragons push it back to a 2-possession lead. 40-34. Here's a drive by Muki Bakiti. On the right side, Shidlowska. She'll drive with her hand, go between the legs. Tries to go underneath on Ogle. Shot hits the board a couple times and then drops down in a foul call. Another foul on a rebound by the Blue Dragons. This one on Lauren Mapasua. Her second. Check that, her third.
So the 3 that we mentioned for the Dragons in trouble at halftime are the first 3 to pick up fouls and make it worse here in the third.
Quick inbound to Shidlowska. Her shot no good. Ogle the rebound. She's going to try to push it herself. Gets cut off by Tiana Johnson. Now skip pass over to Alford. Tori hasn't even tried a 3 tonight. They've been guarding her that close. Shedloska's been covering her. Mapasuwa on the right wing. One dribble. Still with it. 13 to shoot. Waiting. Now she gets the ball screen from Napa. It goes right back to Van Nett. Now they go underneath to Napa. Ball deflected. Napa chases it down with 6 with 5. Napa in the lane. And she's fouled before she can get the shot off by Wanda Kwamba. That's Kwamba's first foul of the period on the Saints. Hutchinson's committed 4. Smith will check back in to replace Wanda Kwamba. Tori Alford will inbounds. Baseline right side. Into Ogle. Out top now to Van Nett. Mapasuwa comes out and gets it. They wanted to go right back to Van, but the Saints were there defensively. Ogle will come out and help on the right wing with 10. Ogle to Alford. Left side now to Mapasuwa with 7 with 6. Dragons getting dangerous. Goes Mapasuwa away with 3 with 2. Mapasuwa goes up, fouled on the way up. And she will get 2. 1 second remained on the shot clock, and the foul will go against Leilani Ogman. Her first, team second, and 2 free throws for Lauren Mapasuwa. 40-34. The Saints got within 2 points in the first half before a late surge by Hutch. Lauren hits the first. She has 5. She's been in double figures in 6 of her last 8 games scoring. Gets 1 more here. And it's right on the money. Warren with 6. Dragons lead by 8, 42-34, 5:53 to play. Gianna Johnson across the timeline for the Saints. Now waiting. Muku Bakiti comes out and gets it. The card loosely by Alford. Still with the dribble. Muku Bakiti will try a step back 3 and hit. Muku Bakiti has 11, 5 here in the period. And the Dragon lead down to 5. Alford quickly up the floor. Now the ball worked around the left wing, and Michaela Van Nett. 42-37 Hutch. Muku Bakiti covering her tight. Step back 3-pointer, Michaela Van Nett, no good. Shedloska the rebound. Saints can cut it to 3 or 2. There's Ogman pulling up for a long 2. 42-39. It's a 3-point Dragon lead. So here come the Saints again, coming up on 5 minutes to play. It's been a game of runs so far. Time for the Dragons to answer. Alford, now right wing to Mapasuwa. Underneath to Alford. She had the shoulder, fakes up and scores. Little 2-man game for the Dragons. And Tori Alford's in the books with her first deuce. Dragons by 4.
Great seal on the block and an even better pump fake after she got herself open underneath.
Check that. Dragons by 5, 49-34. Muku Bakiti tries another 3. This one way off. Van Nett the rebound. She gets double teamed in a little bit of trouble. Alford comes to help her out. Now we'll bring it across the timeline. Tori working against Johnson. They want to post up Napa, but they go out top to Ogle. Left side, Mapasuwa. Lauren will bring it back out top. Alford comes out to gets it. Now on the right wing, Michaela Van Nett. 8 to shoot for Hutch. Van picks up her dribble. Forced up a shot, gets it blocked. Now it's 2-on-1. Johnson ahead to Ogman. Her layup good. Michaela Van Nett got in no man's land. Tried to force up a shot with the shot clock going off. Got it blocked. And it was an easy breakout for the Saints. 44-41 Dragons. Now a lob to Alford on the right side. Alford goes up, gets her shot blocked by Johnson. Here comes Shedloska. 2-on-2. Shedloska hesitates, spins it, she carried it. Abby Ogle was in position to take it away on the spin move, and she still got the turnover. Just the first turnover of this period by the Saints.
Yeah, they've done a much better job of hanging on to the ball and not making those silly mistakes until that turnover there.
One possession game, 44-41. Dragons with the ball leading with 3:33 to play. Mapasuwa on the left wing extended. Napa comes out to get it. She goes right side to Van Nett. Mapasuwa has it, hands off to Alford. Alford drives off a ball screen. Long 2-pointer, spins off, no good. Shedloska the rebound. She brings it up herself. She's kind of like the Abby Ogle of Seward County. Pull up by Ogman, no good. But she's fouled by Ogle. And will get 2 free throws.
Good job by Ogle getting there and getting herself in position to contest. She just turns around to box out a little bit too soon, didn't let Ogman come down to the ground.
We mentioned earlier that Leilani Ogman is the niece of former NBA player Stacey Ogman.
Plastic Man.
2 free throws here, and Ogman gets the first. She has 5 in the period, 7 for the game. She gets 1 more. Try to cut this to a 1-point lead, and she does. 44-43 with 3:14 remaining in this third quarter. Dragons have never trailed. Right now, the momentum with the Saints. Hydra, top of the key. She drives in the lane, goes up, tries to scoop one off the glass, and she scores. Napa Hydra pulls one. Say she hasn't used since first semester to score. Quickly up the floor. Nuka Bakiti, shot blocked by Napa. The defensive rebound, Ogle. Now the Dragons run. Alford to Van Nett. She'll spot up for 3. Got it! Michaela Van Nett with a 3 in transition after the Napa Hydra block shot. 49-43 Hutch.
Every time she has faced the Saints, she has knocked down at least 3 3-pointers.
Johnson off a ball screen, goes right in the lane. Shot blocked from behind by Hydra, but a foul call. And it'll be Napa's third.
At the line to shoot 2 for Seward County, number 10, Tiana Johnson.
Tiana Johnson with 2 free throws. 2:29 to play in the third. Destiny Alston will check in, replacing Aquila Mukubakiti. Johnson, a 68% free throw shooter, 4 points in the first half. Gets a pair here. Dragons by 6, now 5. Seward County, one of the top free throw shooting teams in the league at 70.2%. One more. This one good. So Johnson has 6. Dragon lead cut to 4. 49-45. Sasha Francis into the game. She has it. Right back to Ogle. Fakes a 3. Drives in. Pass fake out. She goes up and it's fouled and will shoot 2. Carolina Shedlowska with a foul. Her third.
Yes, that's big. A couple of your main players for Seward, Shedlowska and Kwamba, each with 3. You have Alston as well, who is in there with 3.
Boy, right now, Darren, you just kind of get the feeling who's going to blink first. Ogle hits the first. She had 18. 49-45 Hutch. Back to a 2-possession lead. A dandy one to this point at the greenhouse. Abby misses the second one long. She gets her own rebound, tries to flip it underneath the Hoffa, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover, Blue Dragons.
Great hustle play, and when she thinks about it and sees that back in replay, if she doesn't take a step back after she releases it, she probably gets that rebound cleanly and lays it in.
Ogle will take a quick break at the 2:10 mark. Lauren Mapasua replaces her. Now backdoor cut by Ogman. She'll reverse layup and score on a feed from Tiana Johnson. It's a big quarter for Ogman. And that Dragon lead. Cut to 3 again, 50-47. We're under 2 minutes to play third quarter. Van Ed on the left wing. Waiting. Gets the ball knocked from behind by Ogman. Van will chase it down. Check that. That was Alston who knocked it out of her hand. Van goes to the left hand with 7 with 6. Fakes right, fakes left, goes right, shoots from the baseline and scores.
I saw a little Elijah Wan in that move.
Dragons back to a 5-point lead. Johnson stepped in now, brings it back out. Shedlowska. Off to Ogman. She'll jump it down to the baseline. Smith will try a baseline jumper, and it rattles home. 52-49, 1:17 to play. Smith has 7. Van Nett takes it from Mapasua. 20 to shoot for the Dragons. Francis now right wing. Tori Alford. Napa will pop out. She'll hand it off to Francis. 13 to go. Now 12. Van Nett on the left wing. Mapasua pops out top of the key. Francis has it with 7. Dumped underneath to Napa. She'll spin left. Go up. She gets it fouled. She scores and it counts. Napa with a big third quarter to keep the Dragons ahead. That is 6 points in the period for Napa. I didn't catch the foul.
Goes against Smith, just her first, and it all started with the drop step. She was able to feel out Smith with her back, dropped that right foot down, and it was over from there.
54-49, Napa with 7 in the game. First one on the way, banks it home. Well, if you're going to put no arch on it, use that square behind the rim to bank it home. It's a three-point play for Napa.
That's one thing John told her. You got to get it at least as high as the square, and a lot of times when she does that, it just banks in.
Ogman dumps it underneath. Johnson tries to back down. She goes up. She scores. She's fouled it. Tiana Johnson got the post up. They're going to call the foul on Presley Barton, who checked in for the first time. 55-51. Johnson to get a three-point opportunity. Right now, John Ott just trying to give his starters just a little bit of a rest before the fourth quarter. Tiana Johnson now with 8 points in this one. 4 here in the period. Inside rebounding position to Mapasua Nidra. Free throw good. 55-52, back to a one-possession lead. Now a trapping press by the Saints. Dragons break it. Here's Barton with it in the backcourt. Gets it up to Mapasua. 9-second difference between shot and game clock. Dragons have 17. Francis between the legs. Now drives right. Kicks it over to the right side. Barton. Corner Paniora. 11 to shoot. Paniora drives. Goes up. Can't get the shot to go. Not for the rebound. She hits the putback. What a quarter by Napa Hydra. 9 in the period. 11 for the game. Shot clock dark with 10 seconds. Johnson calls out the play. Johnson drives right. Will go and she travels. Nice defense by the Dragons with 4.2 seconds left, leading Seward County 57-52. Again, full court pressure by the Dragons. They throw over the top. Francis with 2, with 1. Sasha gets the shot off, and it's blocked. And that's how the third quarter ends. The Dragons withstand another run, and after 3 at the greenhouse, it is number 8 Hutchinson 57, number 12 Seward County 52. Back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
HCC Sports on Radio is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members. Mega Manufacturing, Sporting Chiropractic Center, Papa John's Pizza, A&A Builders, Barclay Plumbing Company, Sutton Coppin Transmission Service, Lowen Corporation, Bold Office Shares, Dr. Eric Severud with Alliance Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Todd and Cindy Miller of Homestead Senior Care, Man Wyatt and Rice Injury Lawyers, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, and the Green Vision Group of Hutchinson.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedelia's filled with thousands of beads and stones, and with my passion for design, I can create something that's perfect for you. Amelia Bedelia's, 115 and a half South Main Street in downtown Hutchinson. Go Blue Dragons!
This is Kelly, owner of Brick House Boutique. Stay warm and look fabulous at the same time with comfy, trendy, and affordable clothing. You'll also appreciate the personal attention that you'll always get when you shop at Brick House Boutique. Big city chic in a downtown boutique at 117 South Main in Hutchinson.
We've completed 3 in Liberal. Hutchinson with a 57-52 lead over Seward County in this nationally ranked matchup. Steve Parker, Darren Dunn with you. The third quarter numbers from Darren.
Blue Dragons outscored in that quarter 24-21. Both teams made 8 field goals, shooting pretty well from the floor. 50% that quarter for Seward. 47.1 for Hutchinson. Each team made a 3. Couple more free throws made by Seward County in that quarter.
Dragons with the first possession. Van out of the corner, dribbles out to Paniora. Paniora now goes right back to Van. Michaela, quick trigger on the 3, no good. And the defensive rebound to the Saints. Push it up is Wanda Kwamba to Muku Bakiti. Now into the corner, Shidloska. She'll try a 3-pointer. It's good. Sagoska now with 11, her third 3-pointer. And the Dragons have a 2-point lead, 57-55. Left wing, Lauren Mapasua with the dribble, waits for a ball screen, goes right off of it, steps back. She gives it off to Van Ness. Now lob underneath Napa. Her shot blocked by Alston, and Alston gets her own rebound. Saints can take the lead with a 3 or tie it with a 2. Shidloska will try a 3-pointer. This one misses short. The rebound, Sasha Francis. Coming from behind was Alston, but Sasha saw her. Now the Dragons in the half court. Under 9 minutes to play. Here's a drive by Van Ness. Goes up and under off the glass. She's fouled, but will get 2 free throws, and the foul will be committed by Vonda Kwamba, her 4th.
Van Ness really had to work through a pair of fouls there. It started on the drive, Muku Bakiti, and if you're Austin Mefford, you would have liked for both hands in the cookie jar to have been called first. Instead, they get Kwamba on the finish for Van Nett, and Kwamba has those 4.
Betham, Ogle, and Alford return to the Dragon lineup. They joined Mapasua and Michaela Van Nett, who has 2 free throws here. And with 13 in the game, and she hits the first. Make it 14. 57-55 with 8:54 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Second one. This one a little too strong. Brooklyn Betham had it for a moment, but it's taken away by Ayanna Smith. So it's a 3-point Dragon lead with 8:45 to play, fourth quarter. Tiana Johnson to Shedloska in the backcourt. Waiting. Now she hands it off to Alston. Alston wants to go. Jumped into the corner, Tiana Johnson. She'll try a 3-pointer. This one no good. The Dragons get the defensive board. Alford gets it taken away, though. Underneath Smith. Her layup short. Her putback try. No good. She gets another try up and in. 58-57. Dragons missing an opportunity there to get a stop. Again, the Dragons have not trailed in this one. Left wing Mapasua for Hutchinson. Popping out Betham between the circles. Right side now to Van Nett. She goes to Mapasua to Alford. Alford drives off a screen. Will step back to Ogle. Whistle away from the ball. And I think it's going to be a foul on the Saints. They're going to call Ayanna Smith.
Personal foul.
That'll be her second.
Number 10, Tiana Johnson.
Second. Check that. Tiana Johnson. 8:02 to play. The Dragons will get a new 20. Alford inbound the baseline into the corner. Van Nett. Out top, Ogle. Right side to Alford. Seward County in the man defense. They want to post up Betham. There's a drive by Van Nett. Her pass a little too high and is taken away by Destiny Alston. And a whistle in the backcourt, a foul on Hutchinson, Michaela Van Nett.
And Michaela did everything right on that offensive possession except for the pass. So she allowed the double team to get on her before she released it to a wide open Betham. She was just off the mark on that toss.
Tiana Johnson brings the ball up. Saints trail by 1, 58-57 with 7:40 to go. Vicky Bakiti to Chudlowska. She'll try a 3-pointer over Ogle. Shot a little bit too strong, and Van Nett the rebound. Dragons are going to have to be strong on the defensive end this fourth quarter. Van Nett to the right wing, picks up her dribble. Now lobs it underneath to Ogle. Almost couldn't handle it. Gets it back. She's in a little bit of trouble. Goes up and under. She goes up, draws contact, no foul. Offensive rebound, Brooklyn Betham. She's fouled on the way up, and they call it on the floor, so no free throws, but the Dragons will get a new 20.
It ended up being the 4th on Alston, and Brooklyn Betham a little lucky that time. She brings that ball down below her waist in a dangerous area. Almost got herself tied up.
We'll see what John Onches draws up on this thin line out of bounds. Into Betham to Alford. She brings it out top. Now curling around from behind is Van Nett. And a foul away from the ball. They call Brooklyn Betham on the illegal screen. Ouch. That's Brooklyn's 4th.
For Seward County, number 22, Leilani Ogman.
Leilani Ogman will return for the Saints to take the place of Destiny Alston. 58-57, Hutch. 7:09 to play here in the fourth.
Looks like for the time being, Onches is going to let Brooklyn play through this.
Right wing, Muku Bakiti. She's waiting. Now gives it off to Johnson. Johnson will take it to the left side off a ball screen.
That's a walk.
They have traveled, no call. Out to Muku Bakiti. A 3-pointer on the way, no good. Battle for the rebound. Won by Michaela Van Nett. And she's tripped from behind by Ayanna Smith. Her 3rd foul.
Seward County's number 1, Ayanna Smith. Her first, team 4th.
4th foul for the Saints. So the Blue Dragons are going to be shooting free throws for the remaining 6:49 of the fourth quarter. We'll see how that plays out. Saints are going to show some token pressure. Alford brings it up. Alford will come to the right side, working against Johnson. Now Ogle. Now Mapasua to the left wing, Michaela Van Nett. 16 to shoot for Hutch. Ogle top of the key. Waiting. Abby hesitates, drives, throws up a wild shot, can't get it to go. And the rebound in the Saints. Here comes Smith ahead to Muku Bakiti. Muku Bakiti goes up and under. Shot no good. And the rebound still loose. The Saints grab it down, nearly taken away by Ogle. Now Ogle pulls up and the Saints have the lead for the first time. Timeout Hutchinson. Right now the Saints are getting the Dragons to the ball for the first time tonight. Seward County has a lead 59-58. 30-second timeout, Hutchinson. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
The Hutch Medicine Shop and the Hutch Blue Dragons have a lot in common. In addition to our logos both being blue, all three pharmacists at the Medicine Shop graduated from HCC. Rick Stone in 1984, Brent Bellman in 2001, and Lacey Stone in 2007. In fact, the Medicine Shop has employed over a dozen HCC students over the past 15 years who are now Kansas pharmacists. The Medicine Shop and the Blue Dragons working together as one team.
Hutchinson's led all the way, Darren Dunn, but now they trail for the first time 59-58 with 6:13 to play.
Dragons started the game shooting 7 for 10 from the floor. They started this fourth quarter now 0 for 4, and they are 1 for 2 from the free throw line. That 1 point at the line, the only point for the Dragons in this quarter.
Dragons with the ball, Mapasua in the backcourt. Left side now to Van Eck. Van waiting. Ogle pops out to get it between the circles with 14 to shoot. Alford now right wing Mapasua. They're trying to post up Napa. 9 to shoot for the Dragons. Alford fakes
He's got to get out.
And John Onchus is going to take another 30-second timeout.
And he had to, or Napa Idra was going to get caught for 3 seconds in the lane, and that's the first person he gets on coming to the bench.
We'll take another quick 30-second break. 59-58 Saints back in 30 seconds on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
Getting the most back from your tax return starts with getting the most expertise. H&R Block has more enrolled agents than any other tax preparation company, and we guarantee the accuracy of every return prepared by our tax professionals. We find every credit and deduction to lower your tax bill. Put our expertise to work on your return, and don't just get your taxes done, get your taxes won. In Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
Abby Ogle, Lauren Mapasua, Michaela Van Eck, Tori Alford, and Napa Idra, the 5 on the floor for Hutchinson. They have 6 to shoot. Inbounded quickly to Alford's 5-4. Alford waiting, goes left, 3-2. Three-pointer on the way. It's blocked by Miki Makiti. And here come the Saints with a 1-point lead and the ball. Right now, all the momentum in Seward County's side of the court. Tiana Johnson will work against Michaela Van Eck, coming up on 5.5 to go. 15 to shoot for the Saints. Johnson goes right off a ball screen to Muku Bikiti. 10 now to shoot. Muku Bikiti drives left, dumps it underneath to a wide open Shidlowska. She scores. 13 for Shidlowska, and it's a 3-point Seward County lead. Dragons need to answer. Down 61-58. Idra, top of the key, will go in. Bounce pass outside to Van Eck. Now between the circles, Mapasua. Alford has it with it, the dribble now. 10 to shoot for the Dragons. The clock goes under 5. Alford spins in, throws up. She's fouled and will get 2 shots. Foul against Tiana Johnson, her second.
Personal foul on Seward County's number 10, Tiana Johnson, her second.
2 free throws coming up for Tori Alford, and these are big ones coming up. 61-58 Seward County. 4:57 to go. Saints are going to, or the Blue Dragons are shooting free throws the remainder of the fourth quarter. Seward County has reached the limit of 5. Alford's first free throw, no good. She's an 82% free throw shooter, and she misses the first.
Yeah, this is one place. If it comes down to it, you don't feel good about the Blue Dragons' chances just because they're last in the conference when it comes to free throw shooting.
Corey's second. This one good. She gets 1 out of 2, has 3 in the game. Dragons trail by 2, 61-59 with 4:55 to play. Dragons need to stop. Johnson to the left side to Ogman. Ogman wants to drive up a ball screen. She goes left to right and hands it to Muku Bikiti. Muku Bikiti with the left hand. Initially cut off by Alford. Now Johnson has it. She'll go into the lane. High off the glass. No good. On the rebound, Brooklyn Betham. The board and the foul on Ayanna Smith. Her fourth. And it's free throws for Brooklyn Betham.
Seward County's number 1, Ayanna Smith, her third. At the line to shoot 2 for.
Well, the Blue Dragons are going to have to put that 58% free throw shooting percentage to work. They're going to need to hit some free throws down the stretch if they expect to come out of this with a win. Betham with 3 points. She got to a great start. Got in a little bit of foul trouble. She's playing with 4. Brooklyn's first, yes. 61-60 Seward County, 4:37 to go.
The foul trouble and the inability to finish on the inside just kind of got in her head after that quick three-point start.
Brooklyn hits them both. We're tied at 61. That time Brooklyn took her time, had a nice knee bend, and knocked a pair of them down with no problem at all.
Until John Anch's pressure free throws was all he needed to get his team to shoot better at the line. He may have kept some of these games closer.
Johnson in the backcourt. Hands off to Ogman. The dribble right over to Alston now. So Lowski's giving her shot short. Coming away with the rebound is Tori Alford. Alford will slow it up, working against Johnson. Now between the circles, Bethan. Mapasua comes out to help. Still in the backcourt. Alford, right wing now to Abby Ogle. 4:10 to play, 50 to shoot. Tori's going to try a three. Top of the key and swish it. A big three for Tori. Her 30th of the year. Dragons by 3, 64-61. 4 minutes to play. Johnson to the right side. Nuku Bikini will pop out between the circles. She wants to go left up a ball screen. Will try a three-pointer, no good. Easy rebound for Brooklyn Bethan, but the outlet pass is deflected and taken away. Johnson wants to drive, goes to the left hand, goes up and underneath, Alford scores. Tiana Johnson cuts the Dragon lead to 1, 64-63. Saints are going to ball hawk on the outlets. Dragons have to be cognizant of that fact. Mapasua now left side, Vanette. Abby Ogle will pop out top of the key, working against Chidlowska. Now in the mid, blocks Alford. She head and shoulder fakes one up. Can't get the left-hander to go. And the rebound to the Saints, Kwamba. She'll slow it up, hand it off to Johnson. Saints can take the lead with 3:05 to play fourth quarter. A dandy one from the Greenhouse and Liberal, the top two teams in the Jayhawk West. Chidlowska drives with the left hand, nearly taken away by Alford. Chidlowska will retreat with 8-7. She'll drive, knocks Ogle down, and she'll go in and score uncontested. Saints take a 1-point lead. Chidlowska with 15 timeout, Hutchinson. 2:40 to play. We'll take a full timeout. We'll return in 1 minute on the Blue Dragon Sports Network.
Because you've always wanted a hot tub, Pools Plus and American Whirlpool have made it easy. Join us at the Wichita Home Show, February 6th through the 9th. Pools Plus offers hot tubs in many shapes and sizes. From smaller models up to large swim spas, you are sure to find a hot tub that fits into your life. Come check out the savings at the Wichita Home Show at Century 2, February 6th through the 9th. Same great deals going on in store at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Call us at Pools Plus.
HCC Sports on Radio is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members. Mega Manufacturing, Fording Chiropractic Center, Papa John's Pizza, A&A Builders, Barclay Plumbing Company, Sutton Coppin Transmission Service, Lowen Corporation, Old Office Shares, Dr. Eric Severud with Alliance Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Todd and Cindy Miller of Homestead Senior Care, Man Wyatt and Rice Injury Lawyers, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, and the Green Vision Group of Hutchinson.
Carolina Chidlowska scores inside uncontested to give Seward County a 65-64 lead. What are the numbers looking like at this point, Darren?
Well, the Dragons, Alfred with that three, broke an 0-for-5 start to this fourth quarter for the Blue Dragons from the floor. Dragons now just 1-for-6 in the quarter, but 4-for-6 from the free throw line. So those 4 free throws really keeping them in it.
Dragons with the ball, 25 to shoot. Kyra Pontior into the game for the Blue Dragons. In the backcourt, Mapasua. Now in the quarter, Vanette. She'll spot up for three and get it. Michaela Vanette comes up big with another three-pointer. She has 17 in the game. Dragons back on top by 2. Now underneath Ogman. Shot off glass good. We're tied at 67. A high-low move. Johnson found Ogman, and we're tied up. 2:09 to play. Pontior on the left wing, still with the dribble. Hesitates, drives to the baseline, whistle away from the ball. And John Onchis is going to take a 30-second timeout with 2:04 to play in this one. We'll keep this one right here. 2:04 to go, tied at 67. What do you think John Hodges is drawing up here?
Well, I think they've got to go back to what was working early on in that first quarter. They were using those picks and those screens up around the elbow area. And what was happening, the Saints were unable to stay with it. They were not switching correctly. The Saints were not communicating well defensively. So the Dragons were finding one of two things. They were finding the screener who would be wide open on the roll for an easy lay-in, or they were finding room to take the 15-footer. I think the Dragons need to get back into that look, especially with still 19 to work with on the shot clock.
It will be Abby Ogle, Michaela Vanette, Brooklyn Bethune. Lauren Mapasua checks back in, and Tori Alford. Alford will trigger it in, baseline right side. Dragons to run a four-person flat set low. Alford waiting, still waiting, still waiting. It's going to get close. She lobs it out top, and there's the 5 call. I knew it was getting close. Big-time turnover for the Dragons.
14 now for the Blue Dragons. And give the Saints credit. 12 turnovers in that first half, only 2 so far in the second half.
2 minutes to play, tied at 67. Tiana Johnson comes to the left side, guarded loosely by Vanette. Now Ogman has it. She's hurt. The Dragons with dribble penetration. Chidlowska will hand it off and get it right back. Way out behind the line, dribbles between the legs, goes past Ogle. She puts a shot up high glass, no good. That's him the rebound and the foul on Chidlowska. That's Chidlowska's fourth. It'll be 2 free throws for Brooklyn Bethune with 1:43 remaining, tied at 67.
At the line to shoot 2 free throws for Hutchinson is number 4, Brooklyn Bethune.
Just the second time the Dragons have played a ranked team this year. They're looking to snap a 4-game losing streak for Seward County. First free throw by Brooklyn, good. She has 6. 68-67 Hutch. Brooklyn second. This one a little too strong. And the rebound to Seward County. Brooklyn almost went over the back of Muku Bakiti. Dragons by 1, 1:35 to go. Johnson sets up the offense against the Dragon band. Hands it off to Ogman. Ogman drives to the right side, kicks into the corner. Muku Bakiti tries a 3, shot no good. High for the rebound, a whistle. And they say the ball touched the wiring above the rim, so it's a dead ball. Rebound to Hutchinson. 1:25 to go. Dragons with a 1-point lead and the ball. Alford will bring it up against Tiana Johnson. To the right side, Alford to pick it up. Ogle waiting. Mapasua can't get the back cut. 17 to shoot for the Dragons. Popping out left wing is Vanette. Van's been big this second half. 12 to shoot now. Vanette keeps with the dribble, goes to the right side, hesitates, drives in, dumps it to Bethune. She'll try a 15-footer, and she's fouled. 2 shots for Brooklyn Bethune with 59.6 seconds to go. 4 seconds on the shot clock, and the foul on Leilani Ogman.
Shooting 2 for Hutchinson, number 4.
2 free throws for Brooklyn. Bethune with 59.6 seconds left. Dragons by 1. First free throw rattles home. Dragons by 2. 69-67. Ogman and Chidlowska, the inside rebounding positions for the Saints. Brooklyn second, right on the money. 70-67 Hutch. Under a minute to play. A dandy from the greenhouse and Liberal. Johnson, Muku Bakiti, left wing extend, or right wing extended. Holds, Chidlowska pops out, guarded by Ogle. Now Chidlowska fires up a 3. It's a rush shot, high for the rebound. The Dragons tie it up with Brooklyn Bethune, and it's Kwamba. The arrow, or they call a foul. They call a foul on Bethune. Unbelievable. And Brooklyn Bethune's going to foul out.
Yeah, the officials had to get together because one official wanted to call the foul, and the other official thought he saw the jump ball, which you and I both clearly saw from this position, and the official who had the foul on Bethune won out.
Jalecia Cooper is going to check in for...
That's a walk.
The Dragons, and then rushing her drive is Stacey Ogman. Another unforced turnover. 41.1 seconds left. Maybe a little poetic justice there.
It's the third turnover on Seward this half.
70-67. 25 on the shot clock. About 11 seconds difference. Dragons by 3. Alford will hand it off to Mapasua. She'll come to the right side. Pass deflected. No, it wasn't. It was just thrown away by Lauren Mapasua. unforced turnover. Hutchinson with 28.8 seconds left, and now Austin Mefford's going to take a timeout. We'll see what it is. It's a big one. We'll take it with him. 28.8 seconds to play, fourth quarter. Hutchinson 70, Seward County 67. Back in 1 minute on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
This is Carter Fowle, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
No time to fix breakfast? Just call us at Anchor Away 662-3100 and we'll have it ready for you. Choose from our selection of breakfast burritos, biscuits, or one of our 5 different complete breakfast plates. Breakfast from 7 to 10:30, Monday through Saturday. If you missed us for breakfast, we're here for lunch and dinner too. Pick up your favorite Mexican dinner or take some home for the family. We're open till 9. That's Anchor Away, drive-through, carry-out, and catering under the water tower at B & Adams in Hutchinson, 662-3100.
Well, the Dragons are going to have to recover from an unforced error. 28.8 seconds to play. Hutchinson with a 70-67 lead over Seward County. The Saints will advance the ball into the forecourt after the timeout. The shot clock is dark, Aaron. Inbounded to Mukubakiti. She's guarded by Alford. Now a drive by Shidlowska. Spins. Cut off by Alford. Kick out. Three-point try by Johnson. Good. And we're tied at 70 with 19.6 seconds to go. Timeout, Hutchinson. They'll advance the ball. Tiana Johnson takes a feed from Carolina Shidlowska and drains the three. So we're tied at 70, Darren. And we'll keep it right here. 19.6 seconds to go. The Dragons will advance on the timeout.
For Johnson, just her 8th three-pointer of the season. She's shooting 17% from beyond the arc. And a lot of times when you get into these matchups, you talked about an 8 versus a 12. Second time the Dragons have faced a team that is ranked. It's been a nationally ranked matchup. And you don't know what it's going to be, but you have to expect the unexpected in these types of games because all the things that we talked about in the pregame coming in, yeah, a lot of those things held true, but it has the tendency to be those little things like that, the things that don't typically happen for teams that put them over the edge.
For the Saints, it will be Johnson, Mukubakiti, Kwamba, Augman, and Shidlowska. The Dragons will counter with Abby Ogle, Michaela Van Nett, Lauren Mapasua, Jalecia Cooper, and Tori Alford. Shot clock dark. Dragons with the ball. We're all having to stand because of the crowd in front of us. Ball inbounded to Alford. 16 seconds to go. Dragons either going to win this game or send it to overtime. They don't want to give Seward County a chance. Count on. 10 seconds to go. Alford drives left with 8 with 7. Alford to Ogle. Ogle will drive with 5 with 4. Goes up. She gets it to go with 2.7 seconds left. Timeout Seward County. Abby Ogle with a fearless drive into the lane. Kisses it off the glass and scores with 2.7 seconds left. Hutchinson leads 72-70. Timeout Seward County. It's a full one. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Back in 60 seconds on the Blue Dragon Sports Network.
Like a good deal? Need a new phone? Listen up. Trade in your old device at Nextech Wireless and get half off any smartphone. Then take your shiny new phone shopping with your $100 Visa gift card. That's any smartphone, plus cash to spend. Oh yeah, need more lines? No problem. Get a new smartphone at half price for everyone in the family, plus up to $300 in Visa gift cards. Visit Nextech Wireless today. Your new phone and cash are waiting. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
Needing repairs, parts, belts, or bags for your vacuum? How about free pickup and delivery for any service? Hi, this is Donna Pitzer, the Bag Lady. I work on all vacuums, including Auric, Kirby, Simplicity, Riccar, Hoover, Kinmar, and all Panasonics. I can get bags and parts for almost any vacuum. Plus, in most cases, I'll save you up to 40% on your bag purchases. Best of all, I deliver at no charge for all services I offer. For parts, bags, or service of your vacuum, call me, Donna Pitzer, the Bag Lady, at 663-4322.
Darren Dunn, we've been here before. Abby Ogle scores late to give Hutchinson a 72-70 lead with 2.7 seconds left. We saw this exact same scenario on January 11th at Cowley.
You have to imagine Shudwoska and Mukubakiti both in play here for the Saints.
Johnson inbound in front of the bench, nearly knocked away in a foul called by Ogle, and Hutchinson did have a foul to give, so that's a smart foul. 2.1 seconds left. It's Ogle's third. 2.1 seconds to go. Johnson will inbound again. Ogle is going to card Chudlowska. Nobody on the inbounder, Johnson. And now a timeout taken by Austin Mefford. It'll be a 30. We'll keep it right here with 2.1 seconds left to play, Darren. Abby Ogle scores in the paint. She drives the lane and scores with 2.7 seconds left. Great possession by the Dragons. They wanted to isolate Abby, and that's exactly what they got.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that knows anything about these two teams, you knew going in that there was a high chance that's where the Dragons were going to go. And they actually gave her a look at a three. They rolled her off. She had the option to take the three if she wanted it, saw the path to the lane, took that, got the 2 points on the inside. Now, you have to say that the Blue Dragons have a little bit of the upper hand. I think Austin Mefford had to change his inbound plan. The Dragons got a chance to see it twice. One with the Abby Ogle foul, and second when they started their break, and he decided he wanted a timeout.
Johnson will inbound. Saints will run a box set. Johnson still waiting into Chudlowska. She's double teamed. Ball knocked loose. That's the buzzer, and the Blue Dragons win it. Or did we get a foul?
That's it.
That's it. Blue Dragons win. The Dragons double team Chudlowska, and Hutchinson comes into the greenhouse and snaps Seward County's 61-game home court winning streak with a 72-70 victory over Seward County. So number 8 prevails, and now Darren Dunn, there is a flat-faced first-place tie in the Jayhawk West.
Blue Dragons did exactly what you would expect when they had that opportunity to see the inbound from Seward twice. Seward didn't really change it up all that much, but the Blue Dragons changed the way they defended it. Earlier, they had Ogle, even through the screen, stay on Chudlowska. Instead, this time they switch it out, and they put, guess who? Tori Alford. Alford, the one you asked me in the beginning, who was going to be one of the dark horses. We mentioned her. She had the ability to be one of those secret players. She hits a big three in that fourth quarter. She also gets a hand on that ball at the end to keep Chudlowska from even putting up an attempt.
What a thrilling game. 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, 3 ties after the Dragons led it most of the way. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with the Medicine Shop post-game capsule. Again, it's